The 2009 Star Trek movie that kicked off the Kelvin timeline features a single throwaway line about an infectious disease that seems like nothing, but actually allows the rest of the plot to play out. The whole movie hinges on helmsman McKenna being away from his post due to a lungworm infection. This allows Hikaru Sulu to take his place, forget to take the parking brake off, which delays the Enterprise long enough that it doesn't get destroyed by Nero. Captain Pike ends up on the Narada, Kirk and Spock have to go after him, and the rest of the movie then happens. Lungworms are a real parasite, and it's actually a class of nematodes with a specific lifestyle rather than an individual species called lungworm. Nematodes can live anywhere and even be free-living rather than parasitic, but lungworm nematodes live and reproduce in the pulmonary arteries and tissues near the lungs. There are species that can infect pretty much any mammal, everything from alpacas to whales, but there is only one species that can infect humans, and that is the rat lungworm, Angiostrongylus cantonensis. We can track this by eating poorly washed fruits and veggies like kale or lettuce, juice made from unwashed fruit, or poorly cooked or raw escargot, prawns, crabs, toads, frogs, or lizards, which are all common foods in Asia and Oceania. This is an accidental infection in humans, as worms are not able to complete their life cycle in the human body. In the normal life cycle, larvae develop in snails, which are then eaten by rats. The larvae travel to the rat's brain, where they develop a bit more, before leaving the brain and traveling to the lung, where they develop into adults and lay eggs, which get coughed up, swallowed, and then pooped out. In humans, the larvae do almost the same, except for when it comes time to leave the brain, the larvae get stuck and cause all manner of neurological disease and something called eosinophilic meningitis. This went extremely poorly for one teenage boy in Australia who ate a snail on a dare and contracted lungworm. He became paralyzed due to where the worms got stuck and died in his brain, and then he himself passed away 8 years later. Treatment can be very difficult, as it pretty much consists of steroids to keep inflammation under control and some antihelminthics like albendazole to kill the worms very slowly so that the massive immune response doesn't cause meningitis. And before you ask, no. Ivermectin wouldn't work because it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier very easily, and it's actually more of a worm paralytic rather than a wormicidal agent. So does it make sense that this infection would still be a problem in the year 2258? I think so, because there are multiple episodes I've tracked both before and after this where the transporter didn't work to remove parasites from someone's brain. So no, I don't think there would be an instant cure for this even 225 years from now. If you're lucky and the worms don't die in a place in your brain that controls anything major, you will eventually recover as the worms die off and your immune system deals with them. I think supportive care would still be the standard in the future, but I'd be happy to hear from any tropical medicine MDs who have actually treated this disease. So it would make sense for Ensign McKenna to be away from his post for a bit and need a replacement. Overall, 9 out of 10 because I have always liked this movie and the Kelvin timeline in general, but why hasn't this extremely dangerous, harmful parasite been eliminated from the planet already?